Hi students, welcome back. So in the previous video, I explained what is a pseudocode and we are discussing about different logical structures of pseudocode. So the three different logical structures of pseudocodes are the sequence logic, selection logic and iteration logic. Okay, so sequence logic, selection logic and iteration logic. So in the previous video, I explained what is the sequence logic and the selection logic. So sequence logic is nothing but the steps will be arranged. The instructions what are given, that will be in the form of sequence. Okay. So in the selection logic, I explained it is decision making. So the selection logic is helpful for deciding the proper path from one or more alternative paths in the program logic. So for that selection logic, we are using if then else block or if then block. Okay, so now let us see what is this iteration logic. So iteration logic is used to produce the loops. Iteration, so it is saying it is used to produce loops. So the first iteration will be the while. First iteration logic is while block. So let us see the flowchart and the pseudocode for this while block. So while block's flowchart will be condition. Okay, if the condition is true, it executes the sequence and again go back. If the condition is false, it quits the program. So this is the flowchart. Now let us see what is a pseudocode. So this is the flowchart and let us see the pseudocode. How we will write this flowchart in the form of pseudocode. So I said the keyword should be represented in capital letters. While condition. If condition is true, it will be formed in the form of sequence and while. Okay, so this is one of the iteration logic and let us see next iteration logic. Repeat until block. Repeat until block. So let us see the flowchart of repeat until block. So first it executes the sequence. The sequence will be entered. After that it checks the condition. Okay. So if the condition is false, again it reads the another sequence of statement. Okay. If condition is true, it go for the another program, another series of steps. Okay. So this is the flowchart for repeat until block. Now let us see what is the pseudocode for this. Repeat sequence until condition. Okay, so this is the way you have to write the repeat until block in the pseudocode. So now coming to the third one. So what is the third iteration logic? That is the for block. So for block flowchart is, if there is a condition A tends to N, okay, A tends to M. Now the A value contains the M. Sorry, it's a decision making here. If A is less than or equal to N, it goes to false, or else if it is true, it executes a sequence of statements and it increments the value. A is equal to A plus 1. Okay. After that again it takes the another value until A less than equal to N. So this is a simple statement flowchart representation for block. Okay, first read the values, after that it checks the condition. So the loop will be rotated until it satisfies the conditions. So now let us see the pseudocode for this for loop. Pseudocode. So how you will write the pseudocode for this? For, it should be capital letter, this because this is a keyword. For taking values from m to n, execute the sequence of steps, and for. So this is the how you have to write the for in the pseudocode. Okay, so now let us see the rules for the pseudocode. So far we had discussed what is a pseudocode and what are the logical structures in the pseudocode. Okay, now let us see the rules. Rules for pseudocode. Okay, so what are the rules you have to follow while you are writing the pseudocode? So the first rule is writing only one statement per line. So for each line you have to write only one statement. Second rule, capitalize initial keywords. So whatever the initial keywords, that should be capitalized. So there are only limited keywords that are used in the pseudocode. Those are the if, else, and if, while, and while, repeat, until. So these are the limited keywords that are used in the pseudocode. Okay, so that is the second rule. Third rule is indent to show hierarchy. So you have to follow one indent to show the hierarchy. Indent is nothing but it is a particular pattern. So the particular pattern you have to follow while you are representing any hierarchy in the pseudocode. Okay, so just like a sequence, either you have to follow the sequence, or it may be a selection, or it may be a looping. Okay, some indent you have to follow to show the hierarchy. So these are the different rules that are present in the pseudocode. Okay, thank you.